Can you tell us a little bit about yourself?
My name is Phil Jagir. I'm married to Martha. I have 3 children, Danielle, who's 26, Philip, who's 21, and Victoria, who's 16, so good spread. Grew up in Dedham, Massachusetts, south of Boston. Went to the University of Lowell, which is where I met the love of my wife, Martha. And shortly after we were married, we moved to Rochester, New York. Lived there for 6 years. Went to a parish, small little parish called St. Rita's. Of course, when I lectured there, they gave me a hard time because I said readers. Got involved there when we moved back, or actually when Danielle was born. We decided we wanted to be closer to family, so we moved back and lived in Lowell for 10 years, where we belonged to Sacred Heart Parish in Lowell. That was interesting. There were so many parishes to choose from, but we settled at Sacred Heart. Had the pleasure and the opportunity to live in England for 3 years, so whisked the family off to England, where we lived just outside of Oxford in a small village called Cumnor, and belonged to Our Lady of the Rosary Parish, which was very interesting. As soon as first Sunday when we said amen and everyone else said amen, and all the faces turned and looked at us, so they definitely knew we were new to the parish. And then finally when we moved back from England, we settled in Andover, originally going to St. Augustine's, which is the parish that Martha grew up at and that we were married at. And then when we bought a house in West Andover, we finally settled here at St. Robert's.
Can you tell us a little about your faith background?
Yes, I guess I was lucky enough early in my life and throughout my life to have several positive role models. Starting out with my mother and my brother, who were instrumental early in my life in kind of setting the course. Then in the formative years in high school, very lucky to be involved in our parish youth group, and also something called the Columbian Squires, which is a youth group that's sponsored by the Knights of Columbus. So 2 very active groups that I was involved in that were associated with the parish. Also was involved in a member of the parish folk group. I always enjoyed singing, so it was another way to be involved. So a lot of involvement early on, which I think was important. And I was lucky enough to meet Martha, who, when I met her, was the music minister at St. Augustine's Parish. So just to go over and surprise her by showing up at Mass, which was always fun to see her surprised to see me in the congregation. But Martha, when we first got married, was instrumental in volunteering us for a lot of things. So she was great at helping me get more involved with my faith journey.